Thank you, Cathaoirleach. Can I ask the Minister for Business, Enterprise and Innovation her plans to address the quality of jobs and the need for further investment in the South East?
Yeah, and before you put the clock down, Cathaoirleach, could I just also pay tribute to Deputy Keller? I served with Deputy Keller for the last 17 years here in the House, and you know, I'm actually in his office over. I think he served in my office at the moment over in our own department, Department of Business Enterprise, where I know he was very popular with all the staff and the team over there in the department. Some of, I think, my staff worked with Deputy Keller during his time as Minister there. So I wish him well in his new role. It's a very important role because you know, our future emanates from Europe, and I think our MEPs have a lot of very important work to do for the next 5 years. I know with Deputy Keller's experience here in this House, that experience will stand up to him as he takes on his new role in the European Parliament. So I wish you well, Deputy Keller. In replying to Deputy Browne, could I say, first of all, enterprise development and sustainable job creation in the regions is a key priority for the Government. A total of 18,300 more people in the South East are in employment in Quarter 1 2019 than they were in Quarter 1 2015, when the Regional Action Plan for Jobs initiative was launched, and unemployment has been reduced from 11.7% to 6.7% in the same period. The state average figure at Quarter 1 2019 is 4.8%. While we have a great success through the Action Plan for Jobs in reducing unemployment, in the context of Brexit and in other global challenges, it is important that we also moved our focus towards the creation of quality and sustainable jobs. So I think your question is very good. Future Jobs Ireland is our plan to meet these challenges. Launched last March, it includes ambitious targets and actions to drive the transformation of the economy. In the South East, Cathaoirleach, there are 15,580 people employed across 76 IDA client companies in 2018. This is an increase of almost 7% over 2017. The IDA will continue to work with the clients to identify opportunities for new investment and expansion in the South East region, promoting the region's strengths. And you have a lot of strengths down there, Deputy Browne. It's your ports, your existing concentration of financial services, IT and high-value manufacturing activities. In 2018, there were 25,214 people employed in EI-supported companies in the South East, again up 5% from 2017. Earlier this week, Minister Humphreys launched Enterprise Ireland's new regional plan, Powering the Regions, which sets out the focus of its activities in each region, including the South East. Can I say to you, the Government remains committed to achieving an overall jobs uplift of between 10 to 15% in each of the regions by 2020, from Quarter 1 2015, and to bring and maintain unemployment levels in each region to within 1% of the point of the state average. To this end, we recently launched the 9 new regional enterprise plans to 2020, which built on the very strong progress made in the employment creation under the Regional Action Plans for Jobs 2015-2017. We launched the South East Plan, which covers Carlow, Kilkenny, Tipperary, Waterford and Wexford last March in Waterford, with strategic objectives focused on building enterprise resilience, marketing the region, a regional engagement strategy on key infrastructure priorities, ensuring the South East is a learning region and for tourism.
Further opportunity to expand on what you have there. Deputy Browne, 1 minute.
Thank you, Cathaoirleach. Minister, I don't get the sense that you or your government actually understands the situation in the South East. The South East is consistently the highest rate of unemployment in the country. I've been banging on this now since I came in here 3 years ago, and there doesn't seem to be a focus on addressing this in the South East and the situation with unemployment. It's not just the issue of unemployment, it's the issue of the quality of employment down there. Numerous towns in the South East are consistently on the lowest levels in terms of average incomes down there. Wexford in particular in the South East is on the doorstep of Dublin. It is linked by motorways, it has the population, but it is not being serviced. We have one of the lowest levels of IDA jobs in the country, and we're simply not seeing the focus being brought onto the South East to address. It has the natural strengths, as you mentioned, the ports, although another issue I've been banging on in here that none of the ministers seem to have bothered to bring the matter up with any of their colleagues in the UK and all the talks about Brexit. Roster Europort should be booming. They should be a driver. We still don't have a university in the South East, which is another key issue. But it is the quality of jobs in the South East is simply unacceptable, and that is something that needs to be focused on. It is consistently one of the worst regions in terms, and one of the key failures for the government in terms of meeting its targets.
Thank you, Deputy Minister. 1 minute.
Can I say, first of all, to Deputy Browne, I mean, there are 19 IDA companies in Wexford, and they're employing over 3,139 people. I mean, as I said, you have your strengths of the port, the existing cluster of financial services. I mean, the IDA continues to engage with those companies in Wexford. I mean, you have a new company. You had a new company announced there in March, Grandpad, and their European headquarters are in Gorey, and they make tablet computers. In July 18, you had Indus Financial in Enniscorthy as well. So there are a lot of jobs happening down, and I think you have to focus in on Future Jobs Ireland. I think it's very important, Deputy, that you focus in how important this is for us here in this country. This strategy, Future Jobs Ireland. It's about innovation, and you've talked about quality jobs in your question there. And there are a lot of changes coming in innovation and technological change in the country at the moment. We also have to ensure to increase SME productivity in the country. And SMEs are also extremely important in the whole South East region, including Wexford. 98% of enterprises in the country are made up of SMEs that employ nearly 70% of the population. And of course, it's very important as well, given the changes that we have, and again talking about the quality jobs, that we invest in upskilling people. Upskilling is extremely important as the role of our jobs change in the country. So can I just say to Deputy Browne, the figures I gave there in my introduction, I think are very positive figures, as the IDA and Enterprise Ireland have said in their end-of-year announcements. Job creation outside of the Greater Dublin region is very strong, and I can follow up on that maybe in the next play. Okay.
Final comment. Well, you nearly have 2 minutes used. We let you in. Minister, Deputy, final comment.
Thank you, Minister. We know, for example, the unemployment, yes, did decrease in May, but actually 200 less people were employed in the South East. So it appears that the unemployment rate is going down solely on a basis that people are either retiring or leaving the employment market. The South East region is consistently missing both the government action plans for jobs targets of bringing regional unemployment to 1%, and creating 25,000 new jobs is also being missed on a consistent basis. That is your proposal. The IDA has virtually no land in the county of Wexford. Wexford has 3.3% of the national population, but only 1.3% of IDA jobs. But that's reflected across the entire of the South East, so it is. We've seen the results there. Yesterday it was announced in Enniscorthy town has the second lowest average income in the country. The South East has some of the highest number of socio-economic black spots, and we know that from PUBA. There is a lack of focus on target on this in the South East. There's a lot of generalities. The figures you're giving are national figures. There is lack of focus in the South East. The strengths are there, but they are not being taken advantage of.
Thank you, Deputy Browne.
I think the figures I gave in the South East are very positive figures, to Deputy Browne. I said in the South East there are nearly 15,580 people employed 76 IDA companies in 2018. And that's very positive. I mean, you're so lucky to have the financial services down in that area as well. I wish we had more of them in my own area. And this is an area where we're getting a lot of new companies in as a result of Brexit. And this is where a lot of our trade missions are focusing in as well. Your own minister, Minister Darcy, is in charge of that area, and I know he's doing a lot of trade missions in that area of fintech services. But I just say to you, just talk about, the regional, you talked about the regions for us are really important. Only last Monday in Cavan, Minister Humphreys launched a new round, €45 million for the Regional Enterprise Development Scheme. It's a very important scheme. In Wexford alone, or in the South East alone, you secured €10 million of this under the 2 completed calls. That was €60 million in total. And I think this is the way you need to move forward here. It's not all about IDA jobs. It's all about indigenous jobs, small micro-enterprise jobs. You have a local enterprise office in Wexford, and all these are playing a significant role in increasing employment in the regions. And as you know, unemployment has decreased in all the regions around the country, and will continue to do so in the future as well, with the prudent management of the economy and the initiatives that we have brought in our department.
We must move on now.